You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and stuff you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Polar Night. So y'all, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. Okay. Pushing myself upright, I quick walked to the bathroom. I yanked a smoke out with my teeth and lit up like I'd done 1,000 times before, and as soon as the rush hit me, I tilted my head back, closed my eyes, and let out a long sigh. As the smoke left my lungs, it felt as though it carried the toxic thoughts and feelings with it. Ironically, leaving behind a lot of very real toxic crap in my lungs, but that was for future me to worry about. Only after the room began filling with smoke that I realized why this was a bad idea in the first place. Fortunately, a small porthole could be opened. I regretted it immediately as a spray of frigid ocean water entered the room, sucking out the heat. Even with my jacket still on, it was shivering. Things I do for a smoke. I have chuckled myself, then caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, leaning against the wall and drawing again from my smoke. Mum told me to stop this. Told me all about emphysema, lung cancer, blah blah blah. It wasn't like I didn't know all this. Didn't feel the nagging in the back of my mind, wondering if this cigarette was the one that planted the seeds of cancer. This was the draw that would sow the arterial gunge that would trigger the heart attack or stroke. Fuck. That voice was coming back again. I hated that voice more than anything. More than my thunderclaps, more than my smoking habit, more than watching Mom deteriorate. When I was feeling good, when nothing seemed to be really wrong, or at least not as bad as it could be, would rise up from my subconscious and blether about everything and anything. What ifs, what abouts, could'ves, should'ves. And as I observed myself smoking, that voice began conjuring images of myself on oxygen, and able to even climb stairs without getting out of breath. Fuck it. I stubbed it out the sink, then tossed the butt out the porthole. I decided to keep it open slightly while closing the bathroom door. I wanted the smoke to ventilate outside and not into my bedroom where it might actually trigger the smoke alarm. Assuming those fucking things worked. While I was here, I dropped some diclo into my eye just in case. Today had been surprisingly free of pain, but I wasn't willing to enhance it. With little buzz I could get from my smoke fading. I staggered to the bed and flopped onto it. Halfway through my first day, and already I was falling apart. Jesus, God forbid a real crisis occurred. I'd be worse than useless. I fumbled for the cable and plugged my phone back in it, and set an alarm for dinner time. A nap would help. I always felt better after a sleep. Whatever problem my mind tormented me over convinced me was an insurmountable apocalyptic event. A few hours of blissful unconsciousness did wonders to silence it, at least for a while. Without even taking off my boots, I closed my eyes, and with moments, I was out like a light. I was lucky to have a dreamless sleep. Couldn't say it felt amazing. Napping usually made me feel a bit more than tired than I originally had been for a short while. At least the storm in my head was over. The alarm kicked me fully out of sleep. I lay there for a moment, debating whether I wanted to sleep more. And my stomach vibrated, growling in protest. I realized I'd not actually eaten lunch. All the drama had wiped it from my mind, and the cigarette had suppressed my appetite just before my nap. Dragging myself out of the bed, I debated getting a shower before deciding against it. I'd like to grab dinner while it was quiet, and certainly without a large crowd. Slipping my phone in my pocket next to my smokes, I stretched, rubbed my eyes, and moved like a zombie toward the door. Like, y'all, it is water time. Alrighty. By the time I arrived in the lounge, only June, Dana, Tabby, and Gale were present. Dana was chatting a bit with Gale, while June and Tabby were gathered near the kitchen hatch. Already I could smell something good wafting through the hatch. Cumin, coriander. Is that galangal? What the hell is galangal? Probably a curry of some kind, and it smelled delicious.
Hey, Garrett, your stomach guided you here, no doubt.
Not really, but it's definitely getting rumbly. It smells amazing. What's for dinner?
Thai green curry. Don't worry, Chef has made 2 versions for people who don't like it spicy.
Oh, he must have really put himself out for that. Not that I'm not grateful, mind. I figured I'd try a little of both. I don't like spicy food, but it's only respectful to at least give it both a shot, since Chef made the effort. I noticed that everyone else still hadn't arrived. Maybe there was some still lingering bad blood from the argument between Sheriff and Stefan from earlier. Too hungry to bother waiting, I scooped some of both of the curries onto a mound of rice and set it at the bar, greedily devouring it. The spicy version was indeed too spicy for me. It tasted good, from what I could detect through the burning sensation. The milder version was perfect. Nevertheless, I was too hungry to care. I cleaned my plate before sitting back and sighing, sated.
You were hungry. Giving Stefan a run for his money.
I'm not that bad. She chuckled and was about to speak when...
Eh? What the hell?
This time I reached down into my pocket for my phone, fumbling with it until I could wake it up. Dana and Gale had the same idea, and soon the 3 of us were using the phones as phone torches. June pulled a small torch from her pocket.
Tabby! It's okay, you're safe!
Oh, God. That was when I remembered Tabby's nyctophobia. Without thinking, I turned my light on her. She was clutching herself, legs curled together and hunched over, eyes wide and breathing harsh and quick.
Garrett, you're blinding her!
Fuck, sorry! Gale pulled her into a firm embrace, muffling her whimpering.
Let's go outside, Tabby. Get some air, okay?
Without waiting for a response, she hustled her sister out toward the door. Dana helped them with her own light, pushing the door open to usher them through. With a grateful smile, the sister disappeared out onto the deck.
What happened? A power cut?
Again? I made no attempt to disguise my frustration.
I don't know. I'll go speak to the captain. Just wait here, okay?
Without waiting for an answer, she hurried off, leaving me and Dana alone.
2 power cuts in 2 days.
Yeah. Although she still had that usual haughty look, I could see from the curling and slight puffiness in her tail she was agitated. I strained my ears, listening for any sounds. I couldn't hear Gale or Tabby out of the deck. In fact, other than our breathing and slight sound of wind in the sea, it was silent. Wait. Silent? Can you hear the engines? She froze, eyes up at the ceiling and ears perked as she, like me, strained to hear.
No, the engines are off.
We exchanged worried looks. Lights going off was one thing, but the engines too. It's really not good. My thoughts were interrupted by the sounds of heavy, aggressive thumping steps coming up the stairs from the cabins. I watched the door leading to the cabin stairwell corridor and... What's going on? Why is the power out?
Don't ask us. June just went to the bridge to speak to the captain, though. I'm tempted to go up there myself and give him a piece of my mind.
Let me talk to the fool, if he tried using the sonar without telling me. He stormed past us, using his own phone for light as he clomped up the stairs to the bridge deck. And the emergency lights still don't work naturally.
Sounds like the captain is going to have a lot more than an angry sheriff to deal with.
He gave a wry smirk and we lapsed into silence. I contemplated going outside to check on Gale and Tabby when a thought struck me. Where's everyone else? Stefan at least should be here by now, especially with food almost ready.
Don't know. Rufus said he was going to take a nap.
Maybe, but Aaron and Stefan not being here is kind of worrying. I hope they aren't lost or anything. 1 second, y'all. It is water time. 1 second, y'all. Let me check this message I got real quick. Oh. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Maybe. Okay.
I doubt they're able to get lost on a ship this size. Although, maybe if Aaron takes after Carrie.
She really wasn't going to let this Carrie business go. I heard the door at the top of the stairs open and some hushed voices, June and Sharif. We both started down the stairs, Sharif looking grim and June. She looked slightly frantic. This wasn't what I'd expected from her. Up until now, Tabby screaming last night notwithstanding, she seemed rock steady. This whole business had clearly rattled her.
Guys, has Joseph shown up? The bull guy? No.
Can't you contact him by radio or something?
The ship intercoms are down. He's not answering by radio. He could be hurt. Something must have happened to him. It's not like him to not answer.
June, calm yourself. You're supposed to be the one in charge of us, remember? She blinked. As though she'd been slapped, then her expression hardened and some of her previous grit returned. The ship's radio was down, as is navigation and engines. We were adrift and have no means of contacting help.
This is a total power failure. Something must have gone really badly wrong.
Wait, first no emergency lights, now what? We don't even have the battery backup.
We do. I don't know why it hasn't kicked in. I need to go check on the engine room and find Joseph. I'm coming with you.
Me too. I blurted it out before I could stop myself, but I didn't want to be here alone. I wanted to know what was going on.
No, this is my job, not yours. It's too dangerous.
June, I respect your position, but going alone would be reckless. She looked to each of us in turn, biting her lower lip. It was clear she was grateful to be offered company, even if her professional pride was less thankful.
Come on, what's the harm? Besides, the longer we sit here dawdling, the greater the danger, right? All right, but you do as I say, are we clear?
We both nodded. I will come too. This is the second power cut in 2 days, and I am very much eager to meet this Joseph. Three of us gave a collective shudder at the thought of Sheriff and Joseph having a shouting match, but no one objected. June pulled some torches from under the bar and handed each of us one.
Here, save your phone batteries.
Moving down the stairs toward the cabins, it was only now it was dimly illuminated by a window allowing moonlight in, that I realized just how cramped the passages were. It also didn't help that I could feel the rolling of the ship beneath my paws pick up. Maybe it was just my nerve-riddled senses in overdrive, but I thought I could hear the wind increasing. My nerves only worsened at the prospect of an uncontrollable ship in a rough storm. Without the windows allowing in moonlight, the corridor was utterly pitch black. I switched on my torch, giving us a view of the now not-so-cozy interior.
Hello?
She squinted into the corridor, shining her torch back and forth. Dana?
I thought I saw someone.
I felt the ship pitch slightly, then it rolled to the left, causing a feeling of vertigo. It feels like a storm is brewing.
Without engines, we're fucked. The engine room is at the end of the corridor, down the stairs.
Stefan! Aaron! Rufus! I called out, straining my ears for the sounds of movement or voices. Nothing.
Where are they? Can they get lost on a ship this small?
Clustered together, we made our way unsteadily. Shadows moved as the corridor began to rock, and the beams from our torches slid across the walls. It was unsettling just how aware I was of the sounds of the ocean and the wind. It had always been there, as had the rolling of the ship, but knowing we had no engines made me flinch at every tilt. The familiar scent of fear, 3 different scents to be precise, drowned out all the other scents. Having a lupine nose was sometimes a curse. Wait!
Ah!
I placed a hand on my chest, half expecting my heart to explode through my ribs.
Damn it, Sheriff, don't just shout like that!
But he ignored us, shoving past the storm over to a cabin door. Who's been in my room?
Are you fucking serious? We don't have time for this.
I closed my door. I know I did. Someone has been in here.
Sheriff, the ship is rocking like crazy. It could have just opened. And anyway, who cares? You probably didn't close it properly. It happens.
Wait here. I need to check something.
Fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake, Sheriff. Can't this wait? Without dignifying me with a response, he shoved the door open and clumped inside. It's like, water time. Ah, don't spill. Okay. Alright.
Should we wait? Fuck him. We don't have time. You said yourself we don't have communications either, right? Yeah. So not only are we out of control, if something does happen, we have no way of sending a distress call.
Sheriff, we don't have time. Hurry up. From inside his cabin, I could hear rustling of paper, like he was leafing through a book, and a loud, furious snort. The angry hoofsteps reverberated through my paws and up on my legs until he reappeared at his cabin door. And he looked pissed. Then let us go. I shall deal with this later. He shoved something into his jacket pocket before turning without another word and marching off down the corridor.
Well, let's go.
Even she sounded baffled, but we knew we couldn't stand around. We followed the clearly seething horse. The second set of stairs led us down into the inky black lowest deck. Down here, the increasing rolling of the ship was even more apparent. Even with the torchlight, the darkness was oppressive. To make matters worse, it was freezing down here. My breath fogged in front of me, and my nose nipped at the biting cold. Heating must be down too. I could hear the shivering in her voice. Already the cold was cutting through to me. So if we don't drown, we'll freeze.
Garrett! Enough! June, where's the engine room? Just down there.
She pointed toward a rather sturdy-looking sealed door. Sheriff was already standing there, arms crossed and tapping a finger impatiently on his arm. The door is locked.
Of course it is. Here, allow me.
June sounded pretty irate, which I guess I could understand. I preferred her like this to borderline panic-stricken, at least. She fumbled for a set of keys and was about to slot them into the lock when I heard something.
Jude, wait!
She jumped and yelped, and even Sheriff looked startled.
Garrett, what? Quiet! Listen!
Silence fell over us. The wind was clearly pretty wild now. Even down here in the bowels of the ship, I could hear it. Heard it clearly this time. A harsh snapping noise, then another, irregular and unpredictable. I won't touch anything metallic. June, let me unlock it.
What is it? Why?
You have fingerless gloves. Listen, I can hear something sparking in there. The walls or floor could be live. Don't touch anything, okay? I wasn't used to taking command like this, but if something in there was really shorting, any conductive surface could be deadly. The key entered the lock and I turned it, hearing it click open. I turned the wheel and pushed, revealing the engine room. Oh. The moment the door opened, the sounds of the electrical sparking became harsh enough to make me flinch. Each spark briefly illuminated the back of the room, casting eerie shadows.
Oh my god, Joseph! Joseph, are you there?
Dana joined in the shouting, more commanding in her tone versus June's slightly raised pitch, but there was no response.
Joseph? Joseph!
June, calm yourself. This is no time to panic.
What if he got electrocuted? What if he's hurt?
June, I get that you're worried, but you cannot fuck around in here, understand? Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Ooh, boy, things are really heating up here. Faster than I expected, too.
Oh, looks like we got a little bit of sabotage. Anyway, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.